Hello Facebook, I am at one of my favorite coffee shops in Rome. It's called Panella. You can just see it behind me here. I'll post some photos of the breads that they make. So they've got beautiful stuff inside. It's a deli as well, but they do breads in the shapes of grazie, Italian things like Roman bits and pieces and some of the Roman ruins. It's really a gorgeous coffee shop. So I thought I'd check in and just say hello because I haven't actually said hello since I've gotten back to Italy. I'm going to London again on Monday. I'm going to be speaking at the Ripple Effect event on Tuesday, which I'm very excited about. Hello everyone. See everybody's coming on. Adrian, it's nice to see you too. I will be in London on Monday, by the way. I'll be staying near Sea Containers for a few days. So today I just thought I'd check in and talk a little bit about myself again. Not because I'm not really comfortable talking about myself, to be honest with you, but a lot of people have said to me that I have a really interesting story and that it's worth sharing. So I've been coming to Rome since I was 9 years old. My grandfather died when I was 9, so my Italian grandmother moved in with us. And I grew up in a very, very Italian household, even though my mother was German. My other grandmother used to look after me up until around that age after school. So I grew up speaking German as well, and I speak Italian at home too. I've been very lucky in that sense. And then obviously, hey, ciao! Growing up in South Africa, you were forced to learn to speak Afrikaans, otherwise you just weren't allowed to finish school. So I spoke four languages, and then I chose French as well. So I guess I can make my way around Europe reasonably well. Obviously in Australia you're fairly out of practice, but with all these months that I spend in Europe, I find that it comes back quite quickly. So Nonna moved in with us when I was 9. And I used to come here with her every summer because she would spend her summers in the northern hemisphere, the northern summers there, and then the summers in South Africa as well because of the warmth. And that basically was my upbringing. I went to a convent. I had a pretty boring life. I was a pretty good girl, actually. I was a good student. And then at 19, I met someone who I thought was the love of my life, who was my son's father. But unfortunately, I had my son at 20, and then I lost him when my son was 6 months old. So I have been a single mother for 23 years now. I'm pretty proud of that, actually. I've raised my son completely on my own. And he's now in second year university. So he has a couple more to go and he'll be a civil engineer, which I'm extremely proud of. He's had some of his own difficulties in life as well, given that he went deaf when he was little. He can hear now, but there were a few years where he needed a lot of speech therapy and he had a few operations as well. So that's the reason actually that I'm so passionate about helping other women really achieve financial independence. It's so important that we as women don't forget who we are, because what happens is we end up getting lost. We become mothers, we get married, we become wives, we become workers, we're daughters, we're granddaughters, but somewhere along the way, if we're not careful, we actually get to around about 40, which is roughly my age, and we realize that we don't even know who we are, and that we've really made a lot of sacrifices in life, but very few for ourselves. So it's not really about being selfish, it's just about making sure that you take care of yourself, because the shocking statistic is 1 in 3 women over the age of 45 in the developed world, in Europe, in Australia, and in America, live below the poverty line. And my mission is really to help those women. I'm also starting a project with the Global Difference Makers to potentially even set up a scholarship for girls in less developed countries like Africa or somewhere in Asia to be able to go to school, because that education is really, really important. So that's really a passion of mine. It's why I do what I do. Yes, obviously my coaching is a business, but by the same token, I really care. For me, it's really important to see my clients succeed and to be able to be confident, run their businesses confidently, and be able to be financially independent as well, because it's important. Otherwise, we're going to be eating cornflakes and living in caravans when we're old. So thank you so much for listening. I will share some more photos of the inside of Panella. They have the most gorgeous bakery division. Italians make, I would say, nicer biscuits. The Germans make probably the best cakes ever. So I'm afraid the Italians don't win the competition in the cake baking department, but they certainly do in terms of the food. I've missed my pasta. In fact, I've actually just bought some to cook for dinner tonight. I love you all. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye.